just want to make a quick video here talking about the Commanders working out Viliami Fehoko, Junior Fehoko. I don't think he's related to Simi Fehoko, who was on the Cowboys, but we pick up another former Cowboy. So I know it's like Cowmanders or whatever people are saying, it's definitely a real thing. And a lot of the Cowboys, or a couple of the Cowboys, have worked out. I mean, Dorrance has been fine. Dante Fowler is having a legitimate Pro Bowl year, all-pro season. I mean, he has, eight and a half sacks on the year. Tyler Biadasz has been good. So I haven't really minded the Cowboy signings, kind of like in the past regime. It was a bunch of Panther signings. The Cowboys signings are contributing and making some noise for sure. So, but this guy, he plays the edge and he can play inside. Very versatile, very dynamic as well. I know he was released and didn't even get snaps with the Cowboys, which is concerning, but a former fourth-round pick. So there is some pedigree. You look at what he's done in college. I know it's college, but he put up some big numbers and had a really high motor. And I really feel like, he'll be good on the practice squad if they do sign him. They haven't signed him yet. I mean, look at the defensive end spot. I mean, Cleveland Farrell's healthy. Jalen Holmes from Norfolk has come in and played pretty well here and there. And then you got Dante, who's been healthy, of course. Dorrance coming back. But Javonte Jean-Baptiste on injury reserve. And I think that might be the reason why they're bringing him in on the practice squad at this point. Maybe Javonte Jean-Baptiste is a little bit further away than what they anticipated for him coming back. But let's look at Junior Viliami Fehoko, some numbers and combine numbers and stats like that. In 2022, man, he was legit. He had 9 sacks in 2022. He can get to the quarterback. He had 7 sacks in 2021, 6 sacks in 2020, 1 sack in 2019, 0 sacks his freshman year. But other than his freshman year, he was really a playmaker and lived in the backfield. Had 2 forced fumbles his senior year, 3 forced fumbles in 2021 as well. Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year in 2022. Sporting News All-America second team in 2022. PFF All-America second team in 2022. Phil Still All-America 4th team in 2022. All Mountain West first team 2020 in 2020, 21, 2022. Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week on October 31st, 2022, based on Halloween. East West Shrine Defensive Player of the Week, preseason All Mountain West 2022, first team preseason Athlon All Mountain West defense as well. So, I mean, the guy's legit. He led the Mountain West and finished 5th in the country with a career high 19 tackles for loss and finished 3rd in the league and finished 17th in the country with a career high 9 sacks. So this guy really, really lived in the backfield in 2021 and 2022. I do want to bring up some of his combine numbers. So, I mean, some of his relative athletic scores. So his relative athletic score as a defensive end was below average. But when you look at his relative athletic score, RAS score, as a defensive end, as a defensive tackle or interior interior defensive lineman, his numbers went up from being a defensive end to a defensive tackle. Now, let's look at some of the relative athletic scores. So, his vertical leap 30-inch was poor for a defensive end. His broad jump was poor for a defensive end at 9.48. His 3-cone was about average at 7.32. His shuttle 4.73 seconds was poor. His composite speed grade was good as a defensive end, and then you look at his numbers as a defensive tackle, and they go up. His composite speed grade is elite compared to good as a defensive tackle. 40-yard dash, elite with a 4.77. 20-yard split, 2.75. Elite, 9.95. 10-yard split, elite, 1.68 seconds. 9.49 RAS score. So I get it because he's a tweener. He's a smaller guy in the edge. They had him gain weight, and it still didn't work out. And then the Cowboys transitioned him back to a defensive end after the 2023 season. So I'm gonna read a couple write-ups about Fehoko as well. So he was named as a dud in the preseason in 2024 because that's the reason why he got released. And the Cowboys are struggling right now with D-Law being out, Michael Parsons missing games. They definitely could have used the defensive end help, and especially losing Dorrance Armstrong, losing Dante Fowler. They lost guys because we took them away as well. So this is the write-up on Viliami Fehoko Jr. While other young players have been able to seize the moment, Junior Fehoko simply has not. Out of college, the second-year defensive lineman was an edge who they kicked inside and bulked up during his rookie year. But now Fehoko is back at his initial position on the edge. Despite being back at his more natural position, Fehoko has struggled to win pass rush reps, has shown a limited bag of rush moves, and has a tough time getting off blocks. Dallas needs all the help it can get on the edge right now, and as it stands, Fehoko can't be counted on to be a consistent factor in that department. Now, keep in mind, Dan Quinn does make guys better. He's made Dante better. He's made Dorrance play. Dorrance has been consistent. Dorrance was good last year, too, but Dorrance has played well. Cleveland Farrell's made an impact here and there, too. Jalen Holmes has made an impact. Frankie Lou was playing well. So Dan Quinn does have a knack of elevating guys and more motoring guys. So they let him walk out of the building without signing him. They could potentially sign him today. We'll see. But there's another article that I found, too, where Fehoko was really good too, and this is college though. So in 2022, here's the number right here. In his final season at San Jose State, Fehoko generated a pressure on 20% of his 305 pass rush opportunities. That's insane. 20% of his pass rush opportunities, he created a pressure. So to fully grasp how effective that is, T.J. Watt disrupted the quarterback on 20.8% of his rushes in his final season at Wisconsin in 2016. And the article goes on to say Fehoko isn't a tremendously bendy or sudden athlete, so he was very effective. So, I mean, this guy could get to the quarterback. He had a knack. He had a really good knack of getting to the quarterback. 4.7 40-yard dash is pretty solid. 30-inch vertical jump is pretty solid as well. Bench press reps 24 is pretty solid as well. And he is the second cousin of NFL nose tackle Vita Vea as well. His dad worked as a chef in the Bay Area restaurant as well. That was owned by former NFL wide receiver Dwight Clark, and he can also speak Tongan and communicate in sign language. So those are just some fun facts about Junior Fehoko as well. And then real quick, I'll read some strengths about Fehoko as well. Fehoko posted 44 tackles for loss and 22 sacks over the last 3 seasons. He plays with force into first contact at the point of attack. His play demeanor can be aggressive. He uses bull rush to knock tackle off balance before countering. He has very violent hands and a high motor. Hand slap and soften the edge. Above average short area foot quickness as well. Weaknesses are that he's tight hip with issues getting consistent bend. Might not have the body type to stay out of the edge. So let's see what happens with this guy. I mean, he was projected to be a 5th round pick. Ended up being a 4th round pick. And it just has not been able to make an impact. Has been released a couple times. He was waived. He was declared inactive for the first 9 games. He was placed on IR with a knee injury on November 18, 2023. Was activated on January 3rd. He was declared inactive for the season finale and the playoffs for the Cowboys in 2023. And then 2024, they hired a new defensive coordinator in Mike Zimmer. And now Dan Quinn is bringing the guy in that he helped the Cowboys draft in 2023. Fehoko struggled in training camp playing both a DT and defensive end. Was waived by the Cowboys with an injury designation on August 26th. He was waived from the injury reserve on September 3rd, 2024. So maybe this could be a home for him. Maybe this could be where he finds his stride and comes in as a rotational pass rusher for this team. We still have Ferdarian Mathis. F.A. Obata was active, but maybe this guy can come in and make an impact. So we'll see what happens with William Fehoko. So I like this sign into the practice squad. I'm intrigued. I really am. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what he does. He may never get a snap, but I like bringing in some depth on the defensive line, especially, if he can help stop the run as well. That would be a big help for sure. All right. I think that's about it for Simi. They said he has a chippy attitude as well. So I like that. He has a nasty spin counter that could be effective as a sub-package rusher. So I do like that a lot. All right, you guys let me know what you guys think. As always, Health Commanders. Peace.